I didn't plan on talking about this today, but for some reason, my entire being felt so connected to this story. I felt so many emotions. I felt seen. I felt heard. And so here we are. Hey guys, welcome back to Kay Unscripted. And if you're asking, Kay, what is this? Well, I'm about to tell you, but before I do so, have you subscribed? Have you liked this video? Have you shared it with a friend? Let me wait while you do so. All right. Thank you so much, and thank you for being here. I would like to introduce you to a new segment that I'm bringing to my channel. It's called The Update Nobody Asked For But Needs. And here we're going to be talking about reality TV stars like they're our messy cousins, okay? Whether they're your favorite or not so favorite, we're going to be talking about any life updates and news about them. And we're just going to talk about it a little bit. And do you see the title? So let's get into today's episode, which is actually wholesome. Lauren and Cameron from Love is Blind Season 1 just announced that they're expecting their first baby. Yes, the couple that gave us hope when the show just began, they're now officially leveling up to mom and dad energy. Lauren posted the cutest little reveal on Instagram with the caption, "The moment that changed everything, hashtag Clear Blue Partner." After 4 years of patience, prayers, and a whole lot of love, seeing the word pregnant on our Clear Blue test made it real. Now we finally get to share this joy with you all. So this is what she posted. Now I listened on their podcast, The Love Seat, where Lauren and Cameron gave us some more insight on their journey through IVF to now being pregnant. The episode starts off emotional, and I was crying to y'all. They've been gone for 4 months, and life hit them really hard. Lauren opens up about the sudden passing of her father on Christmas Day, someone we all fell in love with on the show. She called him her best friend, the man who watched her dogs. He guarded their home. He told endless stories. She's like, that man can talk and could charm you or cuss you out depending on the day. Now, many of us were stunned when she made the post about the passing of her dad. I know I was. And as someone who's lost a parent, I was able to relate to Lauren's story so much just because of the way she shared what grief felt like to her. So let's talk about grief a little bit more. Lauren describes grief as love with nowhere to go. She talks about random triggers like going grocery shopping. This is something that she did with her dad. And she talked about seeing her dad's favorite oranges and how she's navigating that pain. She shared that journaling, prayer, faith, and even grief counseling helped keep her grounded. And let's just pause and appreciate her vulnerability here. Reality stars don't owe us nothing, but Lauren really let us in. I can openly say that I didn't deal with my grief very well in the beginning. Honestly, I started watching true crime documentaries, and somehow I found comfort watching them until I realized that it wasn't really helping me but making me angry. It was a weird feeling because I somehow thought I could relate to someone who died tragically. And granted, my mom didn't pass that way. She was sick. But I don't know. It was just me battling with coming to terms with the fact that she was taken from me. And I was in the denial stage of my grieving. Navigating grief can be really hard. One moment you're watching pictures and videos of that person, you're laughing, and the next day you're bursting into tears doing the same thing. It took me a while to actually go back and watch pictures of my mom, and it was really confusing for me, feeling all of the emotions that I was feeling. Many times I really didn't want to talk about her, but I'm so grateful for my husband. He really encouraged me to talk about her. And 2 years later, I can share what my experience has been. Cameron also opened up too, quietly and gently, saying he chose to grieve privately so he could be the rock for Lauren and her family. And I don't care what anybody says, that man is built like husband material from God's workshop. Shout out to the husbands and the men who show up for their women intentionally when life just seems to weigh you down. Shout out to them. Now, here's where it gets deeper. While grieving her dad, Lauren and Cameron were also going through IVF. That's right. They've been trying to have a baby since 2021. They did 4 IUIs, 3 embryo transfers. They had 1 miscarriage and went through surgeries on both sides. Lauren had fibroids and Cameron had a hernia. Now that sounds like a lot because it is. And boy, have you ever had a moment in your life where you're like, damn, can I get a break, please? Yeah, I've definitely felt like this. But just 4 weeks after her dad passed, they got pregnant. And if you think that timing wasn't spiritual, I don't know what else is. She shared a dream where she told her dad, I'm sad that you won't be pregnant. You won't see me pregnant. And he said, I'll see it. Next thing you know, 2 pink lines on a test showing pregnant. I have dreamed of my mom and I dream of her sometimes. And I too have had dreams where my mom has told me that I am going to be pregnant. Reason why this story resonated with me so much is because grieving for the past 2 years took such a toll on me. My body literally went into trauma mode. Has anyone ever experienced that? Please share your experiences with me if you've gone through that too. Also, when I lost my mom, I carried this burden of having to be a mom without my mom. That was weighing heavy on me, and so to dream of her telling me that I will be a mom someday, it was confirmation to me that everything will be okay in the midst of having health issues. Now, I'm holding on to that hope, and this is something that I took from listening to the podcast. So you hold on to hope, and I'm also doing the same and waiting because I know this is going to be the next chapter for me. They also talk about the moment they flipped the test together. They were both nervous, out of their minds. Oh my God. If you have ever gone through a period as a woman where you're thinking that you are pregnant and you take the test and you're nervous and then you look and it's not pregnant, right? So I can just imagine how they both felt taking that test again and seeing pregnant. Cam said he lifted up Lauren in celebration and she was like, "Sir, I'm pregnant." She immediately got into protective mode. But the joy, the relief that they felt, it was real. And after 4 years of struggling to get pregnant, they were finally going to be parents. And that is a joy that it's unexplainable. I have not experienced it yet, but I'm waiting to experience it too. And I can just imagine all of the emotions that they both were feeling in that moment. They even had a sweet surprise reveal to their families, including a clip where Lauren gives her brother a onesie. And of course, her family was ecstatic. I think it's so important that when you're going through something like pregnancy and bringing life into this world, that it's really important to have a great support system. Unfortunately, some people don't, but I think it's really important. I know the world has changed so much, but I grew up in the era where we were taught that it takes a village to raise a child. And I'm still hopeful that my village will help me raise my child when that time comes. So Lauren reflects on how this baby is part of her dad's legacy. She mentioned that she's launching a non-profit named after him, and it's going to be called the Eddie B. Robbie Foundation. And she plans to pour back into Detroit and Atlanta, which are the cities that shaped her. Cameron also wants to speak more openly about male fertility, saying that he had a massive change to his health and he saw real results. Now, I appreciated him talking about male fertility so much because oftentimes when a couple is trying to get pregnant, so much pressure is placed on the woman as if she's the one who might have a problem or lacking in some way. But it takes two. Sometimes it's the man who probably just needs to change some of his life habits too. It can be the woman most times, but there are also cases where it's the man who needs to make some changes, maybe just add some supplements to his daily life habits. And so I love that Cameron touched on that. So I just want to say thank you, Cameron, for sharing the details on this. So the video ends on a cozy, hopeful note. Oh, and if you didn't know, there's a PSA from Cameron. If you see Lauren out in public, do not, and I repeat, do not touch the belly. I don't know why people think it's okay to invade other people's personal space like that, but do not touch me. Do not come up in my face. Back the hell up, okay? Do not touch the lady's bump. Do not touch any lady's bump unless you have permission to do so. All right. Now, I know there are other Love is Blind persons who have also announced their pregnancies, but I chose to cover this one because, in so many ways, I feel like people can relate to just two unproblematic people who came on the show with great intentions of finding love, who've been genuine from the beginning, just living their life, and they've been so transparent about their journey, and to see them so gracefully endure so much speaks volume of who they are as individuals and as a married couple. So congratulations again to Lauren and Cameron, having to go from heartbreak to healing, from loss to having new life, from grief to growth. This journey has been one big testimony for them, and I know they're not the only one out there with a testimony. I have a testimony, you may have a testimony, and this is what life is about, going through the ups and downs, but also being able to navigate the trials, the testing moments, and having to go through it and coming out triumphant. And the baby's not even here yet. So looking forward to them sharing more about their journey. So thank you, Lauren and Cameron, for sharing your journey with us. Thank you for being open, because truly these people do not owe us nothing. And thank you so much for spreading love and hope to us girlies who in some way have been affected by either grief or fertility issues. Thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed talking about it. And if you did, go ahead and like this video, subscribe, and drop your love for the Hamiltons in the comments. This has been the update nobody asked for but needs, and I'll see you next time with more reality tea, drama, and joy, completely unscripted. Bye!